BearPodcast, episode 428. Just makes you all fuzzy inside.
So was it all lube? What kind of lube? Okay, you ready?
But but in the picture that he's got on, it looks like he's got a bear.
I got to see lots of bears playing.
What? You mean you didn't have your podcast equipment with you?
It's actually plants killing zombies. Would it be better to go there and then get sick afterwards? Well,
I don't know. It depends on what you get sick with. Me and James have a lot in common. We're both pasty like. That bear problem. Don selling his thong. Having it auctioned off, I think he got $150 just for his thong.
Your question of the week.
The second question of the week.
Oh, really? You want instant gratification?
Yeah, those bears get around. Everybody knows everybody in this world.
Welcome, everyone, to BearPodcast. I am Nard.
And I am Ray. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. And this is our...
The wedding episode.
The wedding episode.
Not ours.
Not ours.
But his.
We didn't get married. I got married with my partner Mike.
He put a ring on it.
Not this one. He's not Mike. Okay. It will rotate. So we're doing the picture show in our background. So welcome to episode 428. It is actually the 7th anniversary show.
So we've known each other 8 years then.
Probably, yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Because I couldn't figure that out for the best man speech.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, at first I had 6. I'm like, no, we've been doing the show at least 6 years, so it's got to be longer than that.
I know. So yeah, Ray's been on for so long, since 2006, 6 years. Yeah. Uh-huh. So yeah, we've been doing this show since August 1st, 2005, and it has grown. From an audio podcast, and then
from a size 38 waist to
from a 29th waist and 29 waist until the 34.
I ain't seen 29 waist since I was 13. What are you talking about?
I guess I was. I was a small chaser back then, and then now I'm just a little bit heftier, I guess. And
you're solid.
But you're the same, Ray, aren't you?
No.
You've also
I'm getting big and fat.
You've been bigger? Okay. So, yeah, this is the 7th year that we've been doing this, and thank you to all the listeners and all the watchers who have been supporting us, and thank you. And, of course, you can catch us on YouTube now, and we really evolved after all these years.
I know. Now we have to look good, too.
Yeah, we have to look good. I have to wear a shirt. I have to wear a Bear Run shirt or whatever. I have to wear something.
I just wear stuff from work because it was a long drive up here today. Since we're no longer at the Ray Studios, we're at the Maynard Studios.
Yeah. So right now we're doing it here in the Nard Studios, I guess. So the pictures that you see here are actually the pictures from the wedding reception last Friday.
Yeah. Taken by one.
Sorry, last Saturday. Last Saturday.
Friday was dinner.
Friday was dinner with
all the meat.
With the meat. Oh God, that was a lot of meat. That was awesome.
A lot of good meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we enjoyed it a lot. It's awesome. Also, Saturday, we have to. The party started at 7.
Yeah.
But we were there already about 7:10, 7:15.
Yeah. And we had a schedule, and he couldn't come in until 7:30, so he had to ride around.
I have to be fashionably late.
But you're riding around in Rolls, so...
No, it's not a roll.
It's like a Rolls.
It kind of felt like it, yeah. So we drove around, and Mike and I were wearing our neckties and white shirts, and that's our wedding reception. And about probably 90 people went. 95 people. It's a big party. Yeah, that's my partner. Oh, yeah, I lost it. And they're the best men, Ed and Ray. Ray's my best man, and Mike's best man is Ed. Yeah.
Big Ed.
Big Ed.
We've had on the show before.
Mm-hmm. So Ray, okay, I want to tell you, Ray, thank you for being my wedding planner. You're my J-Ho, my J-Lo, and...
You are very welcome, but on the next wedding, don't ask me.
No, there will be any other wedding.
Don't ask me for the next wedding.
Maybe I should do your wedding next time. Oh, maybe since
I'm
pretty
eloping.
Much you're eloping.
Too much damn work.
That's a lot of work.
With Bridezilla over here. I should have just recorded it all. That could have been 2 podcasts in its own.
Oh, I know.
Pick out stuff.
All the way from. We should have made a documentary or.
I know.
Yeah. Speaking
of bear gets married. If a bear gets married in the woods, she turns into Brazil. Does anybody really see it on TV?
That's right. Okay, so what we do on every anniversary episode is we showcase the top 5 shows of that year. Well, from August 1st, 2011 until August 1st, 2012. So here is top 5. What else is going on with Bearapalooza this year?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure?
But there's a lot of offers.
I thought you got something in November.
Well, I was getting to that.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's the build-up, man.
It's the build-up. Okay, build-up.
Right.
Build-up.
There's a lot of offers for other things, but
There you go.
in November, and I haven't. It's making me nervous talking about it now because I haven't started planning it yet.
Me too.
And I know it'll happen. I'll make it happen. November 11th marks the 10-year anniversary of Bearapalooza.
Okay.
10 years I've been doing this.
That's a long time. Okay, that was Bear Podcast episode 410, Bearapalooza in Houston. And yeah, we have Bearapalooza in Houston with Freddie and Jay. Yeah, we were
Sean.
Sean Kagalis.
That's right.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman and Jay Freeman. They're not brothers, but they just have the same
Last
name. But they also have. What's gonna happen then if they get married? If they get married, it will be Freeman.
That'd be really Freeman.
They would. Well, I guess they're just gonna stay as Freeman because.
Yeah. Well, you didn't change your last name.
No, I didn't change my last name. So
Just something I could pronounce.
yeah, and yes, though they were on tour for it's probably the week before TBRU. So they were in Houston that Sunday, and they went to TBRU, and yeah, it was a fun episode.
Yeah.
It's a fun episode with they were here and they were singing and everything. It was good. Yeah.
I remember that weekend because I was sick that Sunday and I really didn't want to go, and I went anyhow, and it was the best night I had in a while.
Speak up. Okay.
Huh? What?
Okay.
What?
I can hear you. Okay.
Sorry, I'm tired.
Yeah, Ray's tired, so we're gonna breeze on to this.
Okay.
Okay. Next episode, top 4.
Bear Podcast episode 411. Can we start talking about GROWLr now? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
GROWLr's been awesome.
We must pull it out.
First of all, Coley,
Oh my god.
glad to see you. Finally meet you in person. It's good to see you and hang out.
Thank
with
you
you
for
Yeah,
bringing
yeah.
GROWLr to our
Yeah.
lives.
Nice
It
to meet
was
you and your
GROWLr's
partner.
the best app, and it was really nice to meet Cole.
Very good app. I'm glad you're getting rich this weekend off shouts. Now that we bring that up, let's talk about some of the shouts that have gone out
Let's
this
do
weekend.
that.
Oh my god, the shouts. Okay.
All right. I'll start it off. Let me get my.
I think this is my favorite one ever.
Okay.
Okay. As you can see, when
I
we,
actually-
we were receiving all these messages, everything's PSA,
Yeah, there's a lot of bear
there's a
group.
10% discount here.
for
blah, blah,
the
that's great.
vendors.
I mean, that's for the vendors and everything.
Yeah.
And then
And
as
then
the night
about-
progressed,
Let me
After
tell-
midnight, it went
actually-
downhill quick.
Actually, I actually put out a shout for Bear Watch, and after I did that, I logged on later. I had 24 people like messaging me
oh really?
because they
Asking
saw
about
our
Bear Watch?
shout about Bear Watch. So that shout works, Coley.
It really works.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if this one worked, but let's see. Here's my favorite one from last night. This one went out at 12:10 a.m. last night. My hot friends and I are drunk in the neighborhood. Who can make sure we get back home and fed? Oh, and here's the bear dance.
Oh, it's the bear dance. Yeah,
was
it's
pretty good.
What is it, Ray? It's the
TBRU
TBRU.
17 in Dallas.
Yes.
GROWLr shouts. We're recorded live at TBRU 17 in Dallas, Texas. We had a lot of fun making new friends and meeting old ones. I slung Bear Watch cocktails for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then we talked about GROWLr shouts.
Yeah, and Dave was with us then.
All the GROWLr shouts.
All the GROWLr
which
shouts.
repeated itself in P-Town this year.
Yes. It was not it was not abused. It was not overused and abused.
In P-Town. In P-Town, it's like, hey, this is GROWLr. We're having a party at so-and-so. Or this is
Yeah.
Big Men's and we're doing something here. It wasn't like, hey, I'm a bottom and I'm horny and I'm in room XYZ. Come pound it. The door's open.
And about 3,000 bears got it.
Yeah.
God.
And they got a couple other things I didn't want it to either.
I know.
So.
That's right. That was a fun episode. Okay, so next episode is 405. Good race. Okay, Ray, so how about your Super Bowl Sunday?
Well, I went to Tony's Corner Pocket and hung out with the Bear Group, and we put the big projection screen up and watched the Super Bowl. It really shouldn't be called the Super Bowl. It should be called the Madonna Bowl because that was the most exciting thing about the whole damn thing. Because the game was boring in my opinion, except for like the last 5 minutes. Then it got interesting.
Oh, yeah. Last
And then
2 minutes.
But it was just like the rest of the game was like, okay, yeah, okay, it's Madonna.
Yeah.
So, and then we all saw Madonna trip.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She tripped
I
just
had
a little, and then she recovered.
Yeah, she recovered very well. You know, she's professional.
It wasn't very.
But somebody did something bad.
What did you do?
Nicki Minaj, at the very end of her little song thing, I think she said "screw off" or "fuck you" or something. But she shot the bird.
The top three. Yeah, top three is 405, which is the Madonna Super Bowl, and we had an Indian bear.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, because it was the episode where Madonna was in the Super Bowl. Okay, so Hakeem also joined us in that episode. That was fun. We had audience, contacting us, liking Hakeem on the show. Yeah, so that was good. Mm-hmm. And we were also talking about steam room stories. That was the steam room video that you were telling us about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight guys talking about steam rooms.
Straight guys doing gay things.
And steam rooms.
Gay things. Are y'all watching the Olympics? Oh my God.
We're
the men's diving's on tonight. It is like softcore porn for me.
Okay.
But anyway, back
it's
to the
softcore
podcast.
porn. The Olympics. It's very gay. Yeah. Okay. Top 2. Here is top 2. Welcome everyone to Bear Podcast. This is Nard.
And this is Ray.
And this is Dave.
Yes. And Dave here has been on the show many times before. Well, on the audio.
On the show.
Yeah.
No, on the show, but on the audio. We always talk about him. He always bitches about Ray's fucking up the numbers.
That's okay.
Ray's always saying horrible things about me that aren't true. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
So welcome, Dave.
thank you.
I'm glad
Thank you for having me.
You got to join us. Mm-hmm. So okay, welcome to episode 407. 406. I thought it was 407.
I don't know what number we're on.
I think it's 407. Anyway, wait, let me see. It is 407. Yeah.
2 is episode 407, which is Mardi Gras, Lords of Leather Ball, Barry, Climb Walls Like Spidey.
Yeah, that's right.
So now this one I didn't get to go to because I did not get invited to the Lord of Leather's Ball, which I don't understand why, Ed, that I did not get an invite, but I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you won, and you're like head empress or whatever it is, you head empress lord or whatever.
He's the king,
Lord of
I
the
think.
dance, king
Lord
of the dance.
King, something
Lord
like that.
King, Lord King, Big Ed.
Lord King, big Ed. So that episode, Dave also showed up, and we talked about a little bit of Japanese fart scrolls. You talked about that. That's supposed to happen here in Houston. Where did you see that?
The museum.
In the museum here, right? Okay, Japanese fart scrolls.
It's always fun to talk about farts and bodily functions.
Yeah, and that was also the episode Dave talked about geocaching, and that's something I wanna try once. I haven't tried it. I know the theory. Geocaching, you use your a GPS or your phone or whatever to locate these trinkets in different places, and you look for it, and when you find it, you can probably log it. There's
maybe we need to do one for Bear Podcast, and all the chasers that go out and find all the trinkets all over the U.S. they get a date with me. How about that?
Oh, that's right. Okay, we'll arrange that, Ray. Okay. Email Ray. Okay, Ray@BearPodcast.com. Okay, here we go. Top 1. So let's do some shout outs to our gay brothers, I guess, in Washington State.
Gay brothers and sisters, because the lesbians can get married too.
Getting married. So Washington, really, huh? Okay.
Yeah, everybody in Washington can get married now.
Which goes back to my prediction. At least one state is going to have a gay marriage approved, or the ban for gay marriage will be repealed or whatever. Yeah. So
and they overturned Prop 8 in California.
In California, yeah, that was sometime last week. After
it was a busy week for the gays last week.
It was very,
So
well, it's also busy in the music industry too, because we lost Whitney.
Yeah, Miss Whitney Houston died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, girl.
Bear Podcast 406, which is the Washington gay marriage, and Whitney. What happened to Whitney and the Rugby come from Stockholm. So that's when Whitney Houston died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. One of the very known divas passed away for unknown reasons, right? Until now.
She fell and she couldn't get up.
She fell? Okay.
In the bathtub.
Is that too early? Is that too soon? No, it's not. So yeah, it's actually an episode where we talked about Washington having their own same-sex marriage. So yeah, it's legalized there, I guess. So aside from Washington, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Vermont. Iowa, Vermont. What more? What else?
Yeah, wait a minute. Iowa.
Iowa.
After that article about We'll talk about that later next week.
Probably next week.
That just burned my ass.
Oh yeah, that's really we'll probably talk about it next week. Okay, so those are the top 5 episodes of the year, and also we have special mentions, of course, of Drenched for 8. We have about almost 1,000 video views of Dave at Drenched for 8. Oh, it's in the water and everything.
Please, Dave. You think you're going to beat Eric? Really?
You have to beat Eric Tigger Bear. He's got 20,000, so you have a few thousand more to go. All right, so in this episode, we have a special interview with Malcolm Ingram, and actually we saw him at Bear Week.
Bear Week. He was on his balcony.
His balcony.
Vita, drinking a beer. Which is nothing.
Well, he's being practical, which I would understand. I would probably be the same in the same.
I got a room with a view. Free alcohol. Well, it wasn't free. I went and bought it, but it was cheaper than buying it from the bar.
Yeah.
And I got a bathroom and AC that I can open the door and let it blow them as it comes out. So
makes sense.
I wouldn't have left my balcony either.
Yeah, that's right.
I had the sling set up and throw a little ladder down. You're cute. Come on up.
Didn't know some of our friends went to that sling, right? I know some. I think. Yeah. I'm not going to name names. All right, so here is our interview with Malcolm Ingram. Welcome, everyone, to Bear Podcast. I'm Nard.
And I'm Ray.
And joining us today is Malcolm Ingram. Hey, Malcolm.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Great to have you in the show again at last. Yes. And the last it's good to see you at P-Town.
Yeah, I know. I saw you very quickly. I was very drunk, but we got to say hello.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that.
But we noticed you were kind of being all Evita up there on the balcony at one point. So.
I mean, I was in P-Town. What are you going to do? You get drunk and just kind of look at dudes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. And it was fun. It was a great time. It's my first time for Bear Week. It's also
a great event. They do a great job. The Provincetown Bears do a great job, and I mean, that's my 3rd year doing it, and kind of I love it.
Yeah.
The problem is that we ended up, like, the first time we ended up getting this great. We see the boat slip, which is the kind of the host hotel and where the tea dance is and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And we got this great room the first time we went. We keep getting the same room, and people kind of think I'm an asshole because I literally we're kind of like all the tea dances on. We're like, I sit on my patio, and it's like that's where the cheap beer in the bathroom is.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it makes sense. Yeah. Cheap beer. Yeah, the drinks are pretty expensive. They're not.
Well, they have those fucking shocking drinks.
Those punches.
Yes,
the punch.
The Planter's Punch, which is like they fill it full of booze and then they put like rum down the straw. It's crazy.
They're pretty strong. And Ray, did you get to try those punches?
Yes, they're the cheap drinks, so that's what I was drinking most of the time.
Yeah, I got to try those.
$10 a pop. I didn't try too many though.
Yeah. So Malcolm, did you do some kind of? I remember years before, I saw some pictures that you had you were promoting some of your movies before, like Bear Nation and Small Town Gay Bar, and you had a booth there. You didn't have one for Continental this time?
I didn't have a booth. We had for Bear Nation. We kind of put a booth out. Just because it was like we showed the movie in Provincetown and we just kind of promoted it there. That was about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's some time ago. We talked about it last time. Yeah, I had you in the show 2010, I think, at TBRU
in Dallas.
One
of my least favorite bear events.
Oh, really? He's too big?
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's too big?
It's not too big. It's just a lot of attitude.
Oh, really?
Oh, the Dalitude.
I felt. I mean, it's interesting. A lot of people say Provincetown has a lot of attitude. I didn't find that. Like, I never find that at Provincetown.
I didn't find that either.
I thought it was very friendly.
Yeah, it was very friendly.
I thought it was going to be kind of cliquish, but not at all.
Provincetown? Yeah, very friendly. Dallas is not very friendly. My personal experience with Dallas is I don't find it very friendly.
Oh. Well, it's just that it's in our own state, so it's the easy bear run for us. So yeah, but we get to see with our friends.
It's a huge bear run. It's very successful, and I'm in the minority in my thoughts. But
yep,
it's not one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I like Chicago. I love Chicago a lot, and I love Provincetown. And I used to love in San Francisco. I used to love that
IBR.
bear run. That shut down.
IBR, yeah, that's really sad.
IBR was the first bear run I ever went to, and it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I remember, and I think their last year was the last year that they had was last year, 2011. I think this is the last time
It's
they're
so
gonna have IBR.
sad that San Francisco doesn't have a beer run. A beer.
A beer.
There you go. A bear run
Bear
anymore.
run.
I mean, it just because that was the first, I guess, and it's too sad they couldn't keep it up.
I know it's getting expensive too. I guess that's pretty hard.
Well, after a certain age, it's kind of hard to do that. So I guess they just couldn't afford the Viagra to keep it going.
Maybe that's the case. But anyway, so we're here to talk about Continental, the Big Finish.
Continental, the Big Finish, indeed.
Yeah. So okay, tell us about.
Well, just to clarify, we're talking about Continental, the bathhouse, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Not the Big Finish of Continental, the airlines, which sucks now because it's now United.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, I hate it. I hate Continental.
I
right
mean,
now.
Continental always sucked. Though. Like Continental, the airline has always sucked.
Yeah.
For Houston, it was awesome. United sucks for us, man. Ever since they bought them out.
Yeah, I went to P-Town. I flew to Boston, and I didn't have a tray, and they can't do anything about it. I hated, of all the seats that I had to sit on, my very seat does not have a tray. I mean, and they can't do anything about it. Well, it's a good thing they moved me, but it sucks. I mean, there's so many things the captain cannot do, I guess. Yeah, that's United, I guess.
Look at you demanding things. I demand a tray.
I know. I should have had a tray. I think I should have taken a picture of that. Yeah.
What did you need a tray for?
Well, I need to sometimes work on my computer, and I can't prop up my computer. So.
You know what? I'm a man with a substantial belly, so I don't even have any time. Like the tray is just like it's a pipe dream for me. I can never put the tray out because my belly would get in the way.
Ah, okay. I guess that's similar problem with some people, with other people. So
yeah, I've never worried about the tray because it doesn't involve me.
Yeah. Okay. So where are you? By the way, where are you right now? You're in Toronto, right?
I am in Toronto, Canada. Yes.
Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna go there. We were there in Quebec and Montreal about a couple of weeks ago. And,
what were we here for?
Just a honeymoon after our wedding.
Oh.
And we went to a bathhouse.
That's what you want to do in your honeymoon.
That's right. That's right.
Honey, now that I've got you, I want to see what else is out there.
Let's go. Yeah.
So we're married now.
I recently fell in love.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys. I never, I had a serious relationship once, and I haven't had many, and I've just entered, I had one of those experiences where I met a guy that I couldn't have written a better kind of companion for myself. And that was kind of a very, very wonderful kind of treat entering into my 44th year. I thought I was going to die alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met a guy, and it was an incredibly wonderful discovery in my life.
Oh. Well,
all those wonderful things awaken you and stuff. It's great.
Uh-huh. Waking up with the same guy in the morning. Yeah. I guess.
Well, we're not doing. He lives in London. Essentially, we've been doing the long distance thing for a little bit, and then he's kind of coming back here, and then he's eventually going to move here. So, but it's
okay. Yeah, we're in the same boat, right, Ray? Because my partner Mike is in New Orleans. He lives there, and I live here in Houston, and we commute. We've been doing this for 10 years. We've been doing a long distance relationship ourselves.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah,
fucking commit already! Jesus Christ! Commit to New Orleans.
Yeah, he's trying to convince me to move to New Orleans, but I don't know.
But you know what's great about having being in that kind of relationship is that you could actually feel very kind of special. It's just because you have two houses. You're like, well, I live here and there.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it is.
It's all fancy like.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
that's true. Mm-hmm. But anyway, okay. So as Ray mentioned earlier about a Continental bathhouse that we're going to talk about. Yeah, so tell us about Continental, your new documentary that you're doing.
Continental Baths were kind of a bathhouse that opened just pre-Stonewall, and it was this really kind of great kind of zeitgeist moment in New York history that was kind of pre-AIDS, where basically everybody kind of came out of the closet, out on the streets, and into the bathhouse. And this place formed as kind of it was very much like a social environment. It was a political environment. It was a sexual environment. It was just this really incredible place, part of our gay history that kind of Bette Midler was kind of the, not kind of, she was. she was the house entertainment, and they had different, like, Cab Calloway, LaBelle. They had incredible people. Frankie Knuckles was the house DJ before he invented house music, and it was this really kind of incredible time, and it's all these incredible things kind of came from that time. And it was really kind of a privilege to get to tell this story, and it was really a great experience to kind of tell this story that's very pro-sex, that doesn't really, a lot of the stories of the 70s involve, unfortunately and horribly, tragically in our lives, like AIDS kind of came in and really, fucked shit up in a big, bad way. But this is kind of, a great time in our lives when everything kind of like, we Stonewall had happened, and we were finding ourselves, we were finding our freedoms, and we were finding our sexuality, and it was a really great time. So Continental kind of really existed, like it basically shut down in 76, so it was very much pre-AIDS. So
that's right.
I didn't have to. I just saw the documentary Vito. I don't know if you've ever seen that yet.
No, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it, Ray?
No.
Great documentary. It's about Vito Russo, who is most famous for the Silly Closet, where essentially he looks at. It's an examination of like the history of gay culture through film.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, my phone is ringing there. You put it as silent. Sorry about that.
No, it's not bad.
Okay. Sorry, audience. No, the side. There we go. This one.
But Vito was basically a look at, this one great individual and his involvement not only in, in this really kind of, the Silly Closet was this great examination of our culture through cinema, but he was also an incredible activist. He was one of the founding members of ACT UP, and he was very involved. So watching that kind of documentary, it's so incredibly sad when you actually watch what happened in the 80s and you watch the ignorance of the government. You actually saw how our community had to kind of band together to fight this incredible fucking horrible disease that we were left alone to deal with. So, watching Vito, and there's a lot of really great documentaries coming out right now, because I think that, as gay men, we really went through a big time where I just think people it was a bit of a malaise. It was just like we were so beat down by this fucking horrible disease, and I think that now people are coming back in and telling the stories.
Yeah. So tell us, have you checked out the bathhouse yourself? Have you gone to that place? It closed down, but did you check out the area there? You take footages of that area?
Well, the Continental closed down in 76, but I went to the building.
The building, yeah.
Called the Ansonia, and it's a very brilliant historical landmark in New York. It's actually like Enrique Caruso used to live there back in the day. Like right now, like Natalie Portman lives there. It's an incredibly fancy, beautiful building.
Queen Amidala, it's there. Okay, Queen Amidala.
Queen Amidala lives in the Ansonia.
Okay.
But it's just this fucking gorgeous building that kind of exists in New York, and like to even think that a bathhouse was ever there is just it's incredible to actually even think about.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Who were the big names you got? In the documentary, who you interviewed? Of course, the one who started it.
We interviewed like Frankie Knuckles. We interviewed Holly Woodlawn.
Mm-hmm.
We interviewed Sarah Dash from LaBelle. Like we introduced I interviewed a lot of people. I think what it was is when I was kind of compiling together. I wanted to kind of focus on the people that I thought would tell the best story, and I always don't think that having the biggest names. Essentially. Barry Manilow is one person who was very much involved with the Continental Baz, but I think that his story with the Continental Baz, as interesting as it might not be as interesting as maybe some people who are not at his level who actually will kind of be more open about their experience with the Continental Baz.
Yeah, that's true.
How's that for a trickery? I kind of walked around that line.
I don't know. It's Barry Manilow. Hey, wait a second. Barry Manilow is one of my, it's more of a...
I'm a huge fan of Barry Manilow. But I think that Barry Manilow is not such a fan of talking about that part of his life.
Probably not. No, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. you're right. He won't be able to do that. So, okay, when did you start this? When did you start this? The Continental. You're recording right now.
I came up with this idea right after Small Town Gay Bar, actually. And
you've been doing that.
Really, if I could ever peg the moment of why I thought it would be a good story, I don't even remember. Like, it was... Continental Bass is one of those mythical places you constantly hear about. It's just this part of our past. And I think I did a Wikipedia search, and I wanted to kind of learn more about what it was about. And then, kind of the more I kind of peeled the onion, the more fascinating the story was. And I couldn't believe that, this story had never been documented. And then, as I kind of searched further, I realized that Steve Ostro, the guy who, the maverick behind the Continental Bass, was still alive. And I also realized that a lot of the people who worked there, a lot of people who went there, were still alive. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited by the fact that, this incredible tale of history could be told by the actual people who were there. Mm-hmm. And one thing that very much influenced me, the one thing that got me off my ass to make it, was a documentary called The Cockettes. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Oh, no, I haven't, no.
Cockettes is a great documentary with this kind of, I would call them a theater troupe, I guess, from San Francisco in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yes, I have seen that one.
It's a really wonderful documentary. They're probably most infamous the fact that they did some shows with Divine, and Divine is my idol.
Oh, Divine.
Honey, don't even start. I'll start crying.
Oh my God, really, Divine.
I'm a Divine pig. I love Divine.
Okay.
But they were this really, really interesting kind of freewheeling, kind of hippie-esque kind of group out of the 60s. That did these wonderful shows in San Francisco, and then they went to New York and did some stuff there. But watching that documentary and kind of seeing the people who were involved in that story alive to tell that story, I just kind of thought, I had this great story in the Continental, and these people are still alive. Like, I have to get off my ass and make this movie. It's so important to kind of tell our stories by the people who experienced, the actual experience, that I just felt that it would be such a shame if the story of the Continental was lost and couldn't be told by the people who were actually there.
Didn't you go to Australia for this too? Because the guy you needed to interview was there.
I did. I did a Kickstarter campaign, and I'm a fat man. I'm a big guy. I was so nervous because, don't fool yourself. Going to Australia is like a 17-hour flight, and I'm man, and I'm not like a first class living dude. So the concept of that kind of flight always I figured I would never go to Australia because I would never be comfortable on playing that long. And then I kind of did this Kickstarter because I really wanted to get Steve's story. And then once the Kickstarter worked out. Kickstarter is a fundraising thing online. But anyway, once the Kickstarter worked out, I was like, oh, well, I mean, they called my bluff, and now I got to go do it. So
there you go. Mm-hmm.
Me and my director of photography went over there, and we shot Steve Ostro. It was amazing.
Awesome. Wow. So, okay. How can our audience help? I mean, right now you're doing the big finish because you want it to be out there. So
we've done primarily most of our shooting, and essentially I need people. We're trying to raise funds to complete the film. There's still a lot of when you do documentary, there's a lot of lawyering that needs to be done.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that in your lawyering. Lots of lawyering.
With clearances, you have to do with music. I mean, as much as I'd like to believe the movie's over when you finish shooting, I mean, that's when the journey really begins of getting it finished. And right now, I'm kind of in the middle of that journey, and a lot of this movie was self-financed. A lot of there's a lot of begging involved in this, and I realized that I really can't finish this story without other people's help once again. So I kind of try to keep it low. I don't want to be greedy, and so we're trying to raise $12,000 through Kickstarter to fund kind of completing the movie and getting it ready for film festivals. I'd like to submit to Sundance, which I know everybody wants to submit to Sundance, and hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of film festivals we want to get it out to, so we got to make it looking good, and we got to kind of get it out there.
Okay, that's good. So, any links that we can share to our friends? So,
If people go to Kickstarter.com, they just have to type in Continental the Big Finish, and they'll find our site.
awesome. Well, we'll put the links on the website for our audience to check. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you for joining us. And after seeing you last at Bear Week, and I wish I could talk to you again, but then we got too busy ourselves.
I know. I mean, I got drunk and you got busy.
That's right.
Or should I say busy?
Busy. But Ray here, he was busy himself too. Well,
Yeah, but I stayed out from under the dick dock, unlike you.
hey, I behaved. I was a voyeur.
Right.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm, for joining us. And it's so we'll put the links on the website for more information on how to help Malcolm for Continental, the Big Finish.
Okay.
It's about the Continental bats in I guess in New York. It's in New York, right?
New York, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Down at the Christopher Street
When was the first time you heard about that?
I guess the first time I ever heard about the Continental baths were related to Beth Minter, that she started off in the bathhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some documentary about her that mentions her being at the Continental baths, and I think she talks about it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I've seen a couple other documentaries, and the latest one I saw was a couple months, like maybe 4 months ago, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a picture history of the gay scene in New York in the late 60s up to the early 70s, right before everybody come out. But it started like what was happening before Stonewall, and then it come out after Stonewall, and it was like all these incredible black and white pictures that people had taken over the years, and they'd collected them and got all these people interviewed, was talking about people having sex out on the, you'd be out on the wharf, which was the docks or whatever, and the piers, which were warehouses at the time, and there were holes in the floor, and like people had been there so much they knew exactly where the holes were, so they knew where to walk around, but you always heard of people the newbies falling through and hitting the water, and people just disappearing, or always finding somebody dead out there.
Oh,
like
really?
that.
Oh.
Yeah, but men were hooking up and having sex all over the place.
It's pretty scary.
You'd be walking down the street, and some guy would look at you, and you'd go to the pier and hook up, and so it's just kind of like the Dick Doc almost.
It's like the Dick Doc, but it's in New York. That's right.
But let's look forward to episode 429.
Yes.
So
next week.
Next week we have actually August 1st. Where the Bears Are is a comedy mystery web series that follows the exploits of 3 bear roommates living together in the big city of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
As they attempt to solve the murder of a party guest that turned up dead in their bathroom. Well, okay. Where the Bears Are premieres online August 1st, 2012 at wherethebearsare.tv.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the first episode and email us your questions about the series to show@BearPodcast, or give us a call on the voicemail line, because we'll be interviewing some of the peeps from Where the Bears Are next week, and we need your questions by Monday, because we're going to set the interview up and talk to some of the guys that are involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's exciting. I want to see how they did it. I mean, I like it when bears have their own projects
Excellent
like this.
stuff like that.
It's supposed to be a Murder She Wrote meets
Golden Girls,
something like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so shoot us an email with your questions at show@bearpodcast.com, or you can give us a call on the voicemail line at 206-222-2327. That's 206-222-BEAR. Leave us a voicemail with your questions on it, and then we'll make sure the guys, when we interview them next week, get answered. We need your questions no later than midnight, August 5th, Central Standard Time in the USA. So we'll have them ready for the next day for the interview. So
Yeah. So
let us know what you want to know.
let us know what you know.
And let us know what you think about the show, so we can tell the guys, say, hey, we got 50 of our viewers that watched your show, and they said it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
they hated it. No.
Okay, so again, this is our 7th year. Thank you to all of you guys who are watching and who's been listening for the longest time. Our friends in Saudi Arabia, in London, in Germany, in the Philippines, people who have been emailing us, and what else? Australia and
all over the world,
and
people
New
watch the
Zealand,
show.
all over. And thank you for all the support. And we're gonna keep going. And we're enjoying this. And we're just gonna keep making shows every week for you guys.
That's right.
All right. So thank you, everyone, again. We should have champagne or something. Should be drinking for, you know.
We had enough of that Saturday.
Yeah, we had plenty of alcohol last weekend.
Saturday,
so. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching and listening. And if you want to contact us, send your emails to show@bearpodcast.com.
Or you can give us a call at 206-222-2327. That's 206-222-BEAR.
Yes, and subscribe via iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Facebook. I was eating my words. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching and listening, and we will catch you guys next week. Many wolves and many hugs.
Woof, what a bear. Podcast your ass. Woof, what a bear. Woof, what a bear.